My father is not well, apparently.
What? What's going on? Is he sick?
He doesn't have long to live.
What? Is it that bad? Is he in the hospital?
Yes, he is.
Really? Your mother must be having a hard time too. I think you should go visit him as soon as possible.
Yeah, you go check him.
Just me? You're not going?
I don't need to go. I never had that strong relationship with my father to begin with.
It's not about only that. He is your own father, remember?
Yes, but I have to work. I'm busy.
I have to work too.
No matter what you think, I'm busier than you.
But I'm also worried about your mother. You could at least make time to go visit them, couldn't you?
That's why I'm telling you to go. For the sake of my inheritance, you should go visit him on my behalf. Please make it seem like we're doing a lot for them too.
What? You want me to go visit your father for that?
Why else would I do it? I don't know how much of his assets I'm going to receive. It all depends on your attitude towards them. Make sure you flatter my mother.
I'm not going there for that. I'm going to see them because I'm worried about them.
Then behave well.
So you really don't want to go?
No, I'm not going.
Why? Aren't you worried about them? It must be hard for your mother who is accompanying him. And your father is having an even harder time. You're his eldest son. Shouldn't you go see him?
You sound like my mother. Maybe that's why I feel annoyed.
How am I being annoying?
The relationship between me and my family is none of your business. I say you, as my wife, should behave appropriately and well. If you can't do that, then what's the point of me marrying you?
I didn't think I married you for that. I feel sorry for your father that you're this cold.
I don't care. I don't need you to tell me that. Bye.
Wait a minute. You've been coming home late lately, or even sometimes you come home the next day. What are you doing?
Huh? I'm working, of course. Why are you asking me that? No sense in answering such an obvious question.
I know you're lying.
What?
You say you come home late from work, but you hardly ever work overtime, do you? I ran into your colleague, Mr. Sanders, at the train station the other day. I said you're going home early to him. He told me that these days the company is sending them home early to cut down on overtime pay. So he said he was exhausted because he was so busy during the day.
He's in a different department.
Mr. Sanders also mentioned you.
Me? What did he say?
Recently, when he invites you out for a drink, you say you need to go home right away. And he said it's nice that you and I get along so well.
Oh, I see.
But you haven't been home early lately, have you? Do you have another place to return to?
Shut up! You're my wife, so you'd better shut your mouth. I come home after all, so that's fine.
That's not the point.
Anyway, you behave yourself with my mother and father. I can't go visit them because I'm busy. But tell them I'm very worried about him or something.
Why don't you go and tell them that yourself? Well, that's enough. I get it. Hannah, thanks again for your help today. I know you must be busy too, but you came all the way to the hospital. You say you're doing this for Brian, who's busy with work. I really appreciate that you take your time for us. Thank you for saying that. But it must be hard for you too. You visit him every day, right? Let me know if you get tired. I will cover for you. You can always tell me. Thank you. Hannah, you're truly a great daughter-in-law. Brian is lucky to be married to a wife like you. He doesn't seem to think so. But just having you say so is a relief to me. Thank you very much. My husband is not going to make it. Please don't say that. Let us not give up hope until the end. The doctor told me he had at most 1 week to live. Oh no. I think we'll be discussing his inheritance soon. All of our children are boys. Sad to say, but I guess so. I hope he manages to get through. So, I need to talk to you about something. Oh, what is it? Could we meet outside the hospital? Of course, you can talk to me about anything. Your father took his last breath. Now we will move to the funeral home to make our arrangements. The funeral will be about 2 days later.
Oh, I see. Sorry, but I'm not going to be at the funeral.
Huh? What are you talking about? It's your father's funeral.
You'll be there and that's enough. I'm going on a trip tomorrow.
Huh? A trip? You never told me that.
I didn't tell you, so it's no surprise you didn't know. I've already made a reservation and can't cancel, so I will miss the funeral.
You're just joking, right? At a time like this. How could the eldest son not attend his father's funeral?
I don't care about my father's funeral, frankly.
What did you say?
No one discusses inheritance at a funeral, right?
Are you really only interested in his assets? You didn't even visit him once.
I met him at the end of last year, so that's enough. Besides, what's the point of talking about someone who's no longer in this world? We are still alive. So we should put our lives first, right?
I don't understand. I really think you should be at the funeral.
No, I'm not going. I'm only going to attend a discussion about inheritance.
What? Are you serious about that? Isn't that too insane?
I am the eldest son, but you should do your job as my wife. Tell them I'm on a business trip or something. Don't make a bad impression to my folks, okay? If I don't get his inheritance, it's your fault.
If you're going to say that, why don't you just attend? If it's bereavement leave, most business trips are canceled, right?
The business trip is just a made-up story. Actually, I'm going on a trip. Anyways, I'm leaving now. See ya.
What? See you? Are you serious? I've had enough of you. All right. I don't care if you regret this.
How was the funeral? I'm enjoying my trip.
I see. Enjoy. You don't have to come back.
What are you sulking about? You're not a child, so don't be like that.
Whatever.
Don't tell me you're still mad at me. Why? You alone were enough to attend my father's funeral. The inheritance meeting is next week, right? I'll definitely be there for that.
We've already decided how to divide your father's assets.
What?
We're having that discussion right now, while you're just having a good time like an idiot. When you come back, no one will welcome you anymore. They already know everything.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Don't you understand? You are stupid enough to contact me now. What do you want to do? As I said, we've already decided how to divide your father's assets.
Wait. I don't understand. I thought the meeting was next week.
I don't think anyone said it was next week.
Yes, but normally you don't talk about how to divide their assets right after death, right? Use common sense.
Did you say common sense? You've been acting the most insane. Don't talk to me about common sense. Your brother Billy and Eric, they live far away. We don't know if we can get everyone together again soon. This is the most practical thing to do, right?
Yes, but seriously? I'm the oldest son and I'm not there. Do you do important things like that?
It might be more correct to say that we decided to talk about it because you weren't around.
Huh?
You won't receive a cent of the inheritance.
Are you kidding me? Stop lying.
Your mother has already decided. It's final.
Screw you. What happened to the money? The money I was supposed to receive.
Bailey will take over your father's business. And Eric receives the land that your father owned. The remaining assets were divided between your mother and me.
What? You? What the hell does that mean? I don't understand. If you're getting the inheritance, does that mean it's my money? What do you mean?
No. You and I are already divorced.
Divorce? What the hell are you talking about?
You know what? I already know you've been cheating on me.
What are you talking about?
There's no use pretending that you don't know. I've seen the text between you and the woman you're having an affair with. I have screenshots.
What? Why?
You were going to divorce me when you received your inheritance. And you were going to live with that woman, weren't you? So you had all the divorce papers ready to go, right?
Huh? You didn't find that, did you?
Yes, I found it. So I filed the divorce papers.
What? What are you doing? That's so unnecessary.
Do you know why I received the inheritance instead of you?
How am I supposed to know that? My mother just lost her mind, didn't she? That's unacceptable.
You're gonna pay alimony, though.
What?
Your mother was worried that you never came to visit them, even though you live nearby. But all you did was talk about the inheritance. So I talked to her about my concerns. And this is the result. Good for us, right?
Was it good? Good for what?
Your mother already knew that all you cared about was the inheritance. She told me that she had decided to let me inherit the assets. Of course, I told her that she should get the part she was supposed to get.
Nothing is good. You took the inheritance I was supposed to get. I won't allow that.
You don't have to allow me. Even if you had inherited his assets, I'll claim it as alimony, so it's the same.
You're lying.
You have betrayed me and ignored your family up until this point. Don't you think this is what you deserve? Live happily with your pretty girlfriend. Oh, and I have told all of this to your company.
What?
She's an intern at your office, right? You'll be uncomfortable at the office from now on. But good luck with your work. Because there's nothing you can inherit. You have to work to live.
Wait, Hannah! You can't tell my company. Let's not get a divorce. I can't get a divorce under these circumstances.
Well, you must be mistaken.
Huh?
We're already divorced. We are strangers. You don't have to contact me anymore. You've been abandoned by your entire family. That's what you get. Bye, loser. Eventually, Brian rushed home from his trip. He visited his parents' house, but his mother was so mad with him and kicked him out. He was told not to enter the property of their house again. He was dismayed and disowned by his own brothers. Brian was also called by his supervisor at work and asked what was going on. Then it all came out and he was embarrassed. Additionally, the intern who was his girlfriend awkwardly resigned, and he lost touch with her just like that. Brian lost everything, and all he had left was his job. It was too late to regret it.
Mom, I'm getting married soon. I'm getting married to the man I've been dating. What? Marriage? Mia, you're dating someone? Of course I have someone. He's the same age as me, and he's really handsome. Congratulations on your marriage, Mia. I always thought my daughter would get married one day, but it's very emotional to see it come true. When are you going to get married? Will there be a wedding? I plan to get married as soon as possible. I'm planning to have the wedding by the end of this year. I've always dreamed of seeing you in a wedding dress. That's why I've been working so hard to raise you, so I'm very happy. I will support you with the money even though it's not much, so please make a wonderful wedding. But before the wedding, I have to greet him first, right? I was so excited that I skipped over it. Oh, please don't mind the greeting. I'm not bringing him to my house. What? I can't bring him to the shitty apartment. Besides, I told him that I don't get along with Mom and that he doesn't need to see you before the wedding. As long as you're at the wedding, that's all that matters. Wait, what do you mean? I mean, it's an old apartment, but it's clean and normal. And what is it about us that you and I don't get along? Why are you lying to him like that? What? What lie? I don't know what you think of me, but I hate you. We don't get along at all. What? I didn't even want to invite you to the wedding, but he convinced me that it was a bad idea. That's why I'm inviting you, who I hate so much. You should be grateful to him for that. Hey, Mia, what's wrong all of a sudden? What did I do to make you say you hate me so much? I raised you with such care all this time. Why do you hate me so much? Shut up, you old hag. You have no right to celebrate me. I've been miserable my whole life because of my poor motherhood. I hate mothers who give their daughters a hard time. I beg your pardon? You know what? Don't say a word at our wedding. I don't want you to ruin my wedding. I don't want you to talk to him or his parents or anyone. You can just sit there like an ornament. Hey, really, what's the matter with you? I don't understand why you resent me like this. And what's with the poor single-parent family? I don't know what was so poor about us. I never gave you a hard time even though I'm a single mother. Huh? You didn't let me study abroad. And you didn't take me on a Hawaii trip every year. That's exactly what I meant. We are poor. What? A trip to Hawaii? And studying abroad? Where the hell did you get that idea? My fiancé told me. He told me how I was forced to live in poverty by you. What? The man I'm marrying is the only son of a rich man. His parents own a company and he's going to take over the company. Oh, really? Is that so? He's working for another company now, studying business and management. That's where he met me and we started dating. But every day since we started dating has been hard. He showed me how poor I was. Every time I met him, I hated you more. What? We'd talk about high school and he'd say he studied abroad. And when we talk about New Year's holidays, he said his family goes to Hawaii every year. I was always embarrassed because everything was so different from ours. Of course, if you compare us to such a rich family, we will look poor. But we are a very average family. I work very hard and we could afford things. We couldn't afford to go to Hawaii, but we took a trip within the country every year. We ordered fancy meals for parties and enjoyed it. That is not enough for me. His family takes a trip within the country every month. He said they have their own chef who cooks a course meal in front of them when they throw parties. Compared to this, my family is a very poor family. We are poor because you're a single mother. Oh God. If only I had a father. If we weren't a single mother, I wouldn't be so miserable. I've been suffering because of your divorce. No, it's the opposite. You would have had a harder time if he had been here. I've been telling you all along that divorce was for your own good. What? Your father gambled and spent money like a madman. He spent all his money on gambling every month. That's why I divorced him, to protect you. If I hadn't decided to divorce him, we'd be living on the bottom of the pyramid. Don't you dare tell that stupid lie. If you hadn't divorced him, we'd be living the best life we could. He's a successful man now. What? You're not in touch with him since the divorce. Well, let me tell you, he's a business owner now. Not as wealthy as my fiancé's family, but wealthy enough. That man. More importantly, how do you know about that? Don't tell me you've been in touch with him. I heard that company executives are often very well informed. So somewhere along the way, he found out I was dating the president's son. That's why he contacted me. Do you meet him in person? My dad is amazing. He takes me to fancy restaurant that requires a dress code. And he orders smartly and gives me gifts. Unlike you, he's the best father ever. Oh no. Everyone has a gambling phase, but it's married couple that stick together during such times. But you took me away and divorced him. If you hadn't divorced him, my life would have been different. At least if my father had taken me in, I wouldn't be living in poverty. My life is ruined because of you. No. Now please, just stay quiet at the wedding, okay? Hey Mia, what the hell was that speech today? I've never heard of anyone declaring their insulation in a letter to their mother in front of everyone. You were great for keeping your promise and being so quiet. But since that's the way it's going to be, don't show up in front of me. Your relationship with me is over as of today. That doesn't explain anything. I found out the other day that you have a grudge against me. But why would you say that you're not seeing me? And to say such a horrible thing in front of so many people. I don't understand why it's so horrible. I only told the truth. I couldn't study abroad. I couldn't even study as much as I wanted to. While everyone else was hanging out after school, I was the only one with a part-time job. And my mother would take all the money I made from work. Life with my mother was hell because we were so poor. It's only natural that a daughter would disown a mother like that. Huh? You would give up on me if I announced it in front of that many people, right? Even if I told you directly that I'm cutting ties with you, I don't think you'd go along with me so easily. That's why you made such a terrible speech in front of all those people? You have no idea how hard I've been working. Don't make up stories like that. Huh? You've never even wanted to go on an overseas trip. Your grades were so bad that you were excluded from the study abroad program in the first place. That's because of my part-time job. Because we were too poor, I had to work part-time, and that's why I didn't have time to study. That's not true. It's because you used $5,000 on your phone. I told you to be careful how you spend it. That's why I paid for it and demanded you to pay me back. A high school student is almost an adult. I told you that you should be responsible for your own actions. You made it sound like I confiscated it to pay for my living expenses. Confiscation is confiscation no matter what the circumstances. A normal parent would forgive you after apologizing for charging $5,000. But the only reason you didn't forgive me and order me to repay the money is because we are a poor single mother family. When I told my dad about it, he said he felt sorry for me. He said if I'd been there with him, he would have paid it all. You're talking about him again. Anyway, I'm done with you as of today. I can't believe I was born into a poor single-parent family. I'm not going to take care of you in your old age, and you're never going to see me again. Are you sure about that? Of course I'm sure, you old hag. You're nothing but a burden to me. You call your only parent a burden. I do have a father. If anything, I'm meeting my dad again tomorrow. He's going to give me a wedding gift. I wonder what he's going to give me. Maybe a fancy car. Or maybe it's an IOU. If you married into a rich family, he's going to ask for a loan. I'm sure he'll ask for it. Huh? Tell him if you see him tomorrow that you ran away without paying child support, and now you're trying to take advantage of your daughter like that. Wait a minute. My dad would never give me an IOU. And there's no way he'd borrow money from me. He's a CEO now. He got more money than he knows what to do with. Or maybe he's just a CEO in name. Well then, I'll cut off all ties as you wish, and you'll never see me again. I wish you all the best. Help me! I went to see my dad and there were scary people next to him. And, he suddenly started explaining about Dad's debt. He said I should pay all his debts, which totaled $200,000. Oh my, what a crazy wedding present. I never thought he would give you the gift of debt. What part of this is a gift? I mean, what do you mean $200,000 in debt? What the hell is going on? Didn't the debt collector explain that to you? I was so scared that I couldn't hear what they were saying at all. Anyway, I just ran to the bathroom in a panic. Hey, what kind of situation is this? I only know rumors. I heard that your father's company is a pretty shady one. They force people to buy beds for a very high price. The sales were good for a while, but they didn't last long. And now the company is on the verge of bankruptcy. I heard they were in a lot of debt. You're kidding, right? But until recently, he's been taking me to the finest restaurants. He even gave me expensive gifts. I can't believe my father's company is on the verge of bankruptcy. If you think about it objectively, the timing of his approach is odd. He contacted you as soon as you started dating the president's son. Maybe he approached you for money from the beginning. Oh no! What should I do, Mom? I want to get out of here right now. Please come and help me. I'm sorry, but I promised myself I'd never see you again. I can't help you, so you're on your own. What? I really feel bad for you for having such shitty parents. But you have a wonderful husband now. He might be able to take care of your father's debt. Or at least introduce you to a lawyer who can pay off the people you're afraid of. If I could ask such a thing, I would. But I'm not in a position to say that right now. He called me just now and he says he wants to divorce me. What? Divorce? You just got married yesterday, right? It seems like the speech I made yesterday bothered him and his parents. And they wanted to know if I really had been living in hell. They found out about my grades, my bills, everything. He said, "She's a good mother. You're crazy to cut tie with someone like that." He said he couldn't stay married to me. Oh my. When you find out about your father's debt and then the divorce, it's been a bit of a bumpy ride. Please, Mom, help me. I don't want to pay his debt, and I don't want a divorce. There's nothing I can do about it. You're the one who said you want to cut ties with me. Don't you dare ask me for my help. Thank you for yesterday. I'm Anna, mother of the groom. Hi, I'm Mia's mother. Well, she insulated me yesterday though. About that, it's a very terrible story, isn't it? I looked into it because I thought it was suspicious, but it's not your fault. I can't believe she would declare the insulation on such an occasion. My daughter just told me the details. I understand that he is considering divorcing my daughter. I'm sorry for making such a selfish request the day after the wedding. But honestly, I can't stand the thought of my precious son's wife being a woman like that. I hope you understand. No, it's completely fine. That's what she's done. But why did you find her speech suspicious? I thought you believed her speech. We're both mothers. I could see in your face how much love you had for your child. And I didn't tell her, but her father has been bothering us for some time. What? What do you mean by that? Well, right after the engagement, a man claiming to be her father came to our house. And he said, "You're going to marry off my precious daughter," and asked for money. You're kidding. He did such a shameful thing? Of course I refused. And obviously we had no intention of quitting the marriage because of that. Rather, the whole family was united to protect her from her father. And yet that speech at the wedding. Both my son and husband lost all affection for her in an instant. So that's what happened. Even though I have broken up, I'm still so sorry for my ex-husband and daughter. That's not something you should apologize for. You're divorced and insulated. You're strangers to each other. You should be happy that you're free from them. I know it's naughty of me, but please enjoy the rest of your life. Thank you very much. I feel like all my hard work has paid off. Oh my god, Mom. I really am divorced. No matter how I tried to convince him, he and his parents were so cold. They said they can't trust me and that we can't be a family. They said they couldn't live with someone like me and they filed for divorce. So you're divorced from today. You have the same title as me, which you hate. You don't have to be so sarcastic. I went back to your house. Why won't you let me in? Please don't be mean and let me in the house. Oh my god, are you still coming to my apartment? I'm sorry, but I already moved out. I'm not there. You moved out? Because you and I are insulated. I don't have a daughter anymore. I'm a lonely and single person. But I have a lot of memories of you in that room. So I took the chance and moved out. I thought I'd make a fresh start and enjoy living on my own. Well, if that's the case, why don't you just tell me? I'm on my way there now. Give me your address. What? Why would I tell a stranger? I don't want to live with you at all. What? We're insulated, so of course. You're not my daughter anymore. You're just a stranger. I would never give out important personal information to someone like that. Oh no! Wait! I'm divorced. I've been evicted from my home, and I have nowhere to go. Your little girl is in trouble and you won't help me? I don't have a little girl anymore, but you have a father to rely on. Having 200K in debt is in a way amazing. He is still alive and that means he has extraordinary vitality. I bet you'd be better off living with someone like that in your time of need. Definitely not a good idea. I will be caught up in a life of debt collectors. But you chose that father over your mother who raised you for so many years. Well then, take care, Mia. I'm going to enjoy my free and happy second life starting today. After that, Mia thought that maybe the debt collector from her father would come to her place too, so she quit her job and disappeared somewhere. But no matter where she goes, her father seems to appear and tell her, "Can't you even be a gold digger after the divorce? Then work for me as my daughter." And she keeps running away from him. And because of this, Mia's friends are saying, "I heard that she was hiding a tremendous debt. I heard that she got divorced and is now being chased by debt collectors." They are getting more and more distant from each other. By the way, I am enjoying my single life quite happily. It was tough being a single mother, but compared to that, living alone is very easy.